This is Batgirl, and I want to do something here. Titans is cancelled, and the Terrificals is probably cancelled as well. So now I want to try and help this book. I want to sell it. Batgirl. I doubt I will help at all, but this is a book I am surprisingly enjoying. The problem is, for years, Batgirl was traditionally the absolute shit show. A couple of months ago, though, a new writer took over, Marge Stotty, and I can find very little about her online. She has got a Twitter and she mostly posts about comics. I mean, think of that. She is bi as well, but that really is irrelevant, beyond noting that she does not milk or abuse that identity at all. She legitimately seems like someone who likes comics and appreciates and loves being part of them, and would you guess, she writes a really good comic. If anyone knows of other comics that she has written, can you let us know in the comments down below, because I am seriously interested. I would like to read some more. This is Batgirl Annual number 2, and this came out a few issues into a run, but placement wise, chronologically, I think the story fits just before her run on the main book. This story doesn't have the artist from the main book either. The artist here is Eleanor Castaway, and she is someone who has been on my radar for a bit. She is another great female creator. She used to do the art for Red Hulk by Jeff Parkman. It's good to see her on another mainstream book from the big two. In the early issues of Marge Stotty's run, she basically fixed Batgirl. But here, she is still the hipster in the cosplay costume who lives in Burnville. And really, this story kind of proves that those ingredients weren't necessarily rubbish. They were just handled very badly. Like, this is, despite those elements that had made the book very cringeworthy before, this is a really good story. There is a serial killer ganning around Burnville, and Batgirl is investigating, and here she kind of replays the murder in her mind, like in the Arkham games. The premise is that this person, the victim, he died of seemingly a heart attack. But then, after he had died, he was stabbed a bunch to make it look like he had died of a stabbing. And Batgirl, she remembers that this is from a film that she used to watch with her family, with her dad, Gary Oldman, and her brother, Gary Oldman Jr. Gary Newman. Yeah, Gary Newman. He is a singer. Look him up. And of course, Gary Newman, he is a serial killer. I mentioned this story in my review of Batman Who Does a Laugh Too, and how it was poorly coordinated, and they have got 2 stories in quick succession about Gary Newman. Batgirl goes to see her brother in prison, advert for a bad story there. They, of course, have got a complicated relationship because he is a serial killer. A little footnote there, though. Always nice to see some continuity and references to odd stories in this day and age. Usually, they are mostly just ignored. Advert for Batman's Cock, the comic. We get a lot of great stuff with her relationship with her brother. And she is mainly there just to make sure that he is definitely in prison, that he hasn't broken out and committed this murder, and it kind of boils down to Batgirl getting his help in solving the murder. It's a bit like that film, How to Silence Your Lambs, the cannibal lecturer one. It's a lot like that. And he has got a lot of fans, a lot of crazy ladies that write letters to him, that are in love with him. So maybe it is one of them. Or maybe it is someone else entirely. Because I'm not going to give away the ending. I am recommending this one. I think you should go and get all these Batgirls issues by Marge Stotty. So Batgirl, she starts to investigate all these deranged and desperate women. We get a good detective story. We get a good character story. This is a really good comic. And we have got some action here. So it's not all talking heads and investigation. As I said though, I'm not going to ruin it. Maybe it has got a twist ending. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it has 4 twist endings. Maybe, just maybe, the cover completely gives away the twist. Just like our father, Barbara, not seeing the true enemy until it is too late. You should definitely track this one down though. If you like this video, be sure to click like down below and share it and click subscribe and all that shite. I intend to try and cover this entire run on Batgirl. I have got every issue and ideally I want to eventually get caught up to the release schedule. Issue 31 is out tomorrow and I reckon you should all go and buy it. This has been a really good run and it took a long time to get here, but finally Batgirl is a fantastic book. I rate this 7 thumbs up.